Okay, so let's look at the picture here. What we have here is we have two computers, right? We want to connect from one computer to another computer. So all you have to do is so this is what's happening here. The client initiates the connection by contacting the server. Okay, so this is the initiation. Okay, so what is happening here is over here it sends a public key. So very first time when it's connecting, it gives you the extra message, right? Uh, yeah, it gives you this extra message here. From here to here, what it's doing is it's sending the public key. What is the public key? Right here. There is a public key sent generated by the server which you're connecting to. It sends a public key here. Okay, and then what is the public key? It's just establishing a channel. Okay, let me put everybody on mute here. So what it does, it establishes a secure tunnel. Number 3, user login to server host operating system. So this part is the login information here. This is as if when you start new session here, you try to go into practice. This is what is going to happen. Okay, so you just have to look into, give some thought process here, what is happening here. It's very simple. Okay, the more you do it, the easier it gets, and this is going to be, you will be doing day in and day out every day. Okay, okay, so what else we did was we either when you do it with SSH, just the ID, computer name, or the IP address, it will always ask you to log in as root. Okay, unless you specify how do you want to log in as. You could log in as root, or you could log in as a user too. So this is used. I don't need to do this here. Okay, yeah, this is, you're connecting from host 01 to 02. Okay, this is what it's the output is. Okay, and we try to install this package. This package is already installed. I just mentioning here which package is being used. And here we have the configuration files. Okay, so what is the configuration files doing? These are the configuration files that are predefined how the behavior of the connection is done. Okay, in this configuration file you could make some edits and tell the host that you could deny the service to certain people, certain groups, or certain user. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. So we did ls-la, nothing was there. So what happened when we did, so we ran SSH keygen. Okay, so that is the command we ran. SSH. So the command is SSH-keygen. So this is to establish the permanent or the passwordless connection here. We have to do certain things. In future, the server is not going to ask you for the password here. So once you have done this, what has happened here? What has happened here is when you run this command, I'm gonna get rid of this. This is known information here. Okay, it creates this RSA ID and then RSA public key. Okay, this is the key that is being shared here. And this host, known host, it says, right? So let me go into VI. Okay, so what is happening here is it has the IP information here. 192.168.0.1. Okay, so let's do if config. So it has the IP address as 192.168.0.74. Let me clear this. Okay. So where is this host here? The one we looked in here. It also creates a one host here. It's coming from 192.168.0.41. Okay, this is coming from the Windows host itself. If I do clear, no, not Windows. This is the information from the other box. 141, right? So if you do IPADDR, this is the box we connected yesterday. So here's the IP address here. So known host holds this information here. Which information known host holds? This number 2. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. Okay. So whenever you create this SSH keygen, it will create in that user's home directory. Okay, so this one is a private key. Okay, and this one is a public key. Obviously it says .pub, so that's what it means. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to copy the IDs to the server we're going to connect here. We already made a connection here. This time we're going to do the passwordless connection. Okay, I'm going to do cd clear and I do ls-la, and here you don't see the, do you see the folder that says .ssh? It doesn't, you don't see it here, right? ls-la.ssh. So the folder doesn't exist. So let's create one. What we're gonna do is when we copy one from here to other place, it will create one. Okay, so the address is, the command is ssh-copy. Okay, -id. That's the built-in command here. Okay, and then where are you going to copy this to? We're going to copy this to 192.168.0.141. Okay, we are copying to this server here, ZMPT02. Okay, right now we cannot use the host name because we don't have the DNS set up here. Later on in the class we'll set up a DNS and we'll see how this is going to work. Okay, I'm going to hit enter. Okay, now what it's going to say is it's going to ask for the password here one more time. I'm going to put in my secret password. So let's read this information here. Once we run this, what is happening here is SSH copy ID. We have sent this to this IP address here, right? So what happened here is the source user/bin/copy ID. Okay, this is the command here. Information, source of key to be installed /root.ssh.pub. Okay, attempting to log in with the new key to filter out any already installed. Okay, and it's doing this, and if you are prompted, okay, you password here. Now try logging in to the machine with that and check to make sure only the key you wanted are added. Okay, so let's go into the server, the second server we are going into. Now let me do ls-la. So now it created a file name authorized keys. Okay, so let me do vi authorized keys. Okay, cd.ssh. Okay, earlier the SSH folder didn't exist, right? Now it does. ls-la .ssh asterisk. When we did that, no, I shouldn't have run that command. Clear. ls7l. What I'm going to do is let me remove these files from here. Okay, I'm going to do ls rf-rx and extract, and I do ls clear. Okay. Okay. So here the hidden folder .ssh is there, right? Earlier it was not there. Everybody agree with that? So once you go in that folder, if you do ls-l, the file is there called authorized keys. Okay, let's go into that key, and you see the public key information from this file. So if I do ls-la, let me go into this here. ls-la. So which information it transferred here? SSH RSA. So let me do VIID underscore RSA. Okay, it did. This is the private key. It didn't transfer the private key, but it transferred the public key. Okay, you could copy this manually also. So if you compare this letter by letter, it's all should be same exact key. Okay, all right. Okay, so I'm gonna make a note here. Copy SSH ID. What happens is the content of the file ID underscore pub okay, the content of the file ID underscore public is copied to the file slash root slash dot ssh slash authorized keys. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a few moments here. Everybody with me so far?
Yes.
Okay. So this file is gonna note if the file if the hidden folder, if the .ssh folder and file authorized keys does not exist, this command will create one. Okay? Alright, good. Here's the note here. And let's see here. I'm gonna go to VI. Okay, also we already did once without passwordless. So what happened now is, also what happens is uh, and also let's see here. There's another note here. Um, the fingerprint of the um, locally on um, here SSH So what's happening is the file is being copied on both sides here. It's actually exchanging the keys. Actually exchanging the keys. Uh, okay, hold on. Okay, let me go here. And I kind of like this. All right. I think we have enough information here. So it's what is happening here is in this situation this is temporary, and when we do this it's gonna be a permanent here. So now if I do SSH 192.168.0.141, okay, it should not ask me for the password. Okay, let me hit enter, and it has not asked me for the password yet. Did you notice I was in this box and now I'm jumping to ZMPT02? Any questions? Now let me switch to Zafar. SU Zafar. Clear. Okay, I'm going to type host name. Now let me exit out of here. I'm going to exit. Now I'm back to ZMPT01. Okay, clear host name. So what if I switch to Zafar? Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do to SSH 192.168.0.141. Okay, and if I hit enter, what happens here? Okay, it's gonna the passwordless is not gonna work. Okay, passwordless is not gonna work. You have to type in the password. Okay, and it makes you connect to the user Zafar. So let me exit again. So you do ls-l rm-rf asterisk. You don't see that .ssh folder here anymore. I mean, it doesn't exist. It's not created yet. It's only created when you do the SSH copy here. Okay, so I'm going to make a note here. For other users, you have to follow the same process of creating and copying the RSA ID. It's called RSA ID. RSA is the name of the company who created this. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave this here. Control I. I'm gonna type big note here. Okay, so let's let me do this here. What I'm going to do is uh, configure host security. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is uh, let me. Did I already talk about what daemon means? DEAMON.
No, sir.
No, right? Okay. When should I talk about this? Give me 1 second here. Okay, so if I probably have not. So um, let me see here. So I'm gonna go into the other host. Okay, so I'm gonna secure this host here. Okay, so I told you the file sshd underscore config is the file uh, configuration file, right? Okay, client configuration file and user configuration file and server configuration file. So the other two, top and bottom one, you're gonna learn when you when you're gonna really work here. So let's work on the server configuration file. Okay, creating configure the host security. So I'm here on the host one. Securing the client. In here, it's called zmpt02 dot zmprotech dot local. Okay, and we're gonna secure this box here. So how am I gonna secure that? So I'm gonna go into vi. Okay, and slash etc slash ssh underscore config, ssh underscore config, this one, sshd underscore config. We'll talk about what D is. Okay, and I told you 3 configuration file, right? Server configuration, client configuration, and user configuration file here. So this is the configuration file here. We're going to look for permit root login. Okay, in your job, when you go to your job, you know how I'm connecting from one server to another server using root? You are not able to do that. Connecting directly to the server as a administrator is dangerous. I'll tell you why is it dangerous here. So if so in the real world environment, connecting directly to another host as root is not allowed. Once the root is able to get in, then he could have full access here. Okay, so you could connect, and then after that you are able to what you're able to do is you're able to elevate your credentials when you do sudo, when we talked about in sudo here. So this is just one example here. Configure host security, deny direct root connection. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart the service here. How we were doing this network restart, so this is also a systemctl. sys systemctl restart sshd. Okay, so the service is restarted here. Okay, so okay, now I'm going to exit here. Now I'm going to do SSH. I'm going to exit. I'm going to try to do as SSH root at 192.168.0.141. Okay, now it should deny the connection here, even though I have the authorization to do so. Okay, I'm gonna do type red hat, and it says permission denied. Okay, this is the result we wanted. So it's a okay permission. So I'm gonna keep. I think it's 3 tries. It will continue denying it. Okay, so permission denied. So I'm gonna type this in here. And okay, so this is what we're supposed to get, permission denied. So this is successful here. Now what did we just created? We created the security for the server. Similarly, we could deny the service from the uh, configure host security, deny. So let's go into this here, ZMPT02. Okay, let's go into vi/etc/sshd_config. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna look for listen address. Yeah, you got a question? Okay, give me 1 second here. Address, host key, system login, authorize. I was looking for allow config sys login listen address. Okay, so what you could do is you could do YYP and listen address. What you could do is you could restrict the from entire network here. So let's do IP ADDR. So 192.168.1.24. So if I type something like this, what is going to happen is it will block the connection, anything coming from 192.168.0.1 to 192.168.0.255. Remember we talked about the subnet and all that. So this is what's happening here. Let me copy this. Okay, and then I'm going to start the service. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, so the listen address in this edit file is only used to deny the connection. So whatever is written after the IP address is written after listen address will be denied.
Yes.
Okay, okay. And sir, you mentioned one thing about from 1 to 255 will be denied. I mean, I missed that. What were you saying? I missed it.
Yeah, we talked about subnets, didn't we? Let's go into networking area.
Yes, sir.
Okay, not here. Okay, network. Okay, hold on. Okay, so most of the time you will be in the /24. So /24, you have a total of 256 IP addresses. One IP address is for so actually I'll tell you how I determine that. So okay, says job for SSD service failed because the control process exited with an error and general okay, we'll come back to that a little later. So if I type IP space ADDR, look at this here. So 192.168.141 and okay, so now what you have to do is you normally work with the network team here. Clear. You type ipconfig in the Windows environment, and here it's giving you 255.255.255.0. So you have to come into this table and see how many IPs you have in this table here. 255.255. It's number 24. So you have about 256 total IPs in this IP table. Okay. If you have,
Thank you, sir.
if you come across something like 255.254.0.0, then you have it is /15. So you kind of have to keep this table close by when you determine how you're going to put /24 or /1 or whatever. Okay, good. Okay, so system CTL restart SSHD. Okay, let's try to connect anyway. So I'm going to type SSH 192.168.0.141. Okay, connection refused. Perfect. This is what I wanted to see. Any questions? Do you see how secure is this?
Sir, so the connection has been refused because you were trying to enter as a root. If you were,
No,
let's say, as a
no, not at this moment. Not at this
okay,
moment. Look at here. What we did is we restrict listen Anybody who
Okay,
is
sir.
coming from here and block it. So the one we did earlier to stop root here. Oh God, I should change this here. Give me 1 second. Change settings. Logging. Session logging. Terminal. Keyword features, Windows. Scroll lines, I'm gonna put down 5,000. Okay, so that it has a better record here. Okay, so it's actually connection refused. It's blocking anybody who is on this network here. So it's gonna block. So the previous, let's go in here and let me comment that line out. We'll learn this a little later here. Okay, what is that comment I did? Okay, now if I do this here, root is restricted here, right? So it is making a connection, but it's gonna refuse the root password. So it's gonna deny the permission 3 times. That's how it's built in. But if I have this here, any connection which is coming from this /24, okay, and then now look at the message here. It's totally different. The connection is denied outright. It's not able to establish a connection. Okay. So it's gonna, so is here this host will deny any connection coming from 192.168.0.1 to 192.168.0.256. If the system sees these IPs, it will just straight out deny the access here. Okay, did you get my point? Okay, now
Yes, sir.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna deny everybody, but allow only one person to join. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do VI, and then I'm gonna go back in here and go all the way down. Yeah, it's not there. So I'm going to open in a new line. I'm going to type allow user. Okay. Zafar. And you could restrict him coming from only one place, 192.168.0.174, or any place from the network he's coming in, you could do that. So right now only user Zafar is able to come in from any place. Okay. allow only one user from the entire network. Okay, so I'm going to save and exit. So I'm going to do this again. Okay, now I'm going to go back in here. So I'm going to try to go in as a root here. It should deny me the it should deny the access to even to the root. Now if I do, okay, I have to restart this service here. Okay, so okay, so regardless, let's do it to root. And so it's denying the service to root outright. So do this at the bottom of the file. Systemctl restart SSHD. Okay, it's going to take effect when you restart this. So it denied 140. It denied root here. So let me switch to Zafar. Okay, and then let's do SSH 141 here. Okay, connection refused. Restrict only. Allow. Okay, now I got to go in here. Um, Open SSHD, add a user, only allow user Vivek to log in by adding the line, save and close the file, restart. Okay, okay, give me 1 second here. Okay, I'm gonna comment this back here. And I'm gonna come here. Okay, connect to host. No, I have to restart the service, right? Allow user Zafar system CTO job failed because control process. Instead of restart, I'm going to do start. Okay, so just gonna test this. Okay, etc config line 143 allow user and etc sshd config terminating one bat configuration autumn. Oh no, restart. Okay, all right, so now Let me clear this. We still don't want this here. So what I'm going to do here is and we restricted the root, right? So where was the root? Okay, permit root login, no. Permit root login.
Sir, I'm able to do that.
You are?
Yeah.
What
So
you put on the
in
bottom allow user?
yeah, we need to give it as allow users only the username, not the IP address. So I was able to do that.
Uh, okay. Okay, yeah, let's do that then. Allow users offer, right?
No, allow users or
With S?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, very good. You got the job. Let's see here. See, all these are very important here. So let me confirm, allow or deny. Yeah, users. So now you should be able to do at 192.168.0.1/24. Okay, and I'm going to go up here.
So you still didn't do allow users. It's on still allow user only.
Are you sure?
Yeah, sir. Below, yeah, where you write allow user, you haven't added S yet.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you. So you have to do allow users. Users. Okay, and let me save and exit. And okay, so this command, it will test the SSHD configuration file. 142. Allow users pattern. Maybe I have to put in quotes. Okay. Invalid allow users pattern. Alright, so let's just deal with allow user only username. Okay, so okay, yeah, it's not giving. Alright, thank you on that. So allow users Zafar. I thought you should be able to do with the network also, but and restart the service. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and test this. So I'm gonna do Control C, and let's try doing this as a root. Even root is not getting in there. Now if you do su Zafar and you do sshd, cannot connect to the host, connection refused. Yeah, it's not doing it, buddy.
Yes, sir. So what I did is I just commented out the listen address and just allowed that particular user.
Uh,
Um, yeah, I don't know.
what did you do? Listen address, you comment out.
Yeah, I just commented it.
But sir, if you comment it out, then I mean it's open to everybody.
Let's see here. Let's see how it works. It may not be. When you have only you allow users, then it will allow only that user. Then that's okay. So it's not allowing root. No, I have to restart the service though. Okay, and yeah, it's allowing now. But let's see if it's gonna allow. Oh, okay, I got it now. So when you say allow user, it's gonna say allow only that user. It's gonna deny everybody else. And let me clear this, and yeah, it's working. Okay, so allow users, once it sees allow users, it's gonna deny everybody, and it's gonna allow only the user. Yeah, so I'm gonna make a note here. Note, uncomment, comment out. What should you comment out this? So comment out this here, and then when it's gonna see allow users Zafar only, then it's gonna deny everybody else, and it's gonna allow only the user Zafar. Okay, so that's what is all this is. Okay, so let me see here. Now don't quote me on all this is all it is. There's going to be more than more than what you see in here. Okay, so there are a lot of other things that allow one user from entire network. Okay, yeah, so let's this is good information here. Okay, so if you want more users, you keep adding in there. So this 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 input is even denying the access to the root. Even root is denied if it's not in there allow user. So let's go ahead and exit. Allow user root, right?
We also need to comment the permit root login.
Yeah, I did that. No?
Okay.
It should override it. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah,
Very,
just commented,
very good.
uncommented that permit root login.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you got the idea here. So I'm just gonna leave it right there. Okay, so we still have another 20 minutes. I'm gonna start a little bit of uh, let me do this here. Connect from client. Give me one moment here, okay? Okay, so for created documents. Manage security. services, web network, system config. Okay, so run levels. We'll come back. We'll come back to this here. Let me go ahead and start scripting. Okay, so and this is very important here. Okay, if you know scripting, you have to know how to do scripting. Okay, so let's see here.
So what about the DNS server? Next class or?
We have 3 more months.
Okay.
We have 3 more months. So this is the right time to learn scripting here, because you got a command of some you got some level of commands here, right? Scripting is nothing but using a command at a particular time. Okay, so let me go ahead and allow one user from the entire network. Okay, let me just make sure. Give me 10 seconds here. Let me. Okay, yeah. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna clear this, and you know what? Let me go ahead and move this to original. Let me take this off. Yeah, that's commented out, and that's the only thing we had to comment, right? And permit to root login. Okay, and okay, so now let's do. We're gonna. This is very important, and at the same time, it's easy too. Okay, so what I'm gonna show you is um, let's try running some commands. I think I may have already showed this to you, but scripting is nothing but running several commands simultaneously without your intervention. Okay, so how is that working? So what happens here is when you type ls and hit enter, is going to do that. When you type pwd and hit enter, is going to do that. Okay, when you type uptime and hit enter, is going to do that. So now instead of typing one command, what you're going to type is ls semicolon pwd semicolon uptime, okay, and hit enter. So what has happened is it ran three commands right next to each other, because when you do a semicolon, it's taking this as a first command, second command, third command. Okay, so it's running three commands simultaneously. You could make it look nicer. Okay, so the echo command, what you can do is you could type pwd echo and echo here semicolon and hit enter. What echo is doing is it's giving you that line in there. Or you could just play around a little bit more. Echo, you could give space here, I think, yeah. So it gives you extra space here, but let me clear this here. So let's have some fun here. Uptime, and what you could do is you could do df-h. Let's put echo in there too. Okay, and then you could also do cat /etc/fs tab and hit enter. So you see all those commands ran right next to each other. Okay, so let me do so what else you could do? If I do like a greater than sign, what am I doing this? File 1. So all the content went into file 1. I think you do semicolon here, then do file 1. Alright? Yeah. Alright, so you get the idea here. So let me clear this. The script, your scripts is better off you use the notepad or text pad, whatever you have on the computer here. Okay, don't use the Word document, because it's, what does what document do? It will try to, what it will do is it will try to do auto correction, and which is not good for the script. So 06/28/2020. Okay, so let me do this here. Shell. So what is shell scripting? Shell scripting is like you're running so many commands right at the command prompt, and when you hit enter, this is called shell scripting. You could have like thousands of lines in there. Okay, so we're not shell scripting is not that efficient here. Okay, so what you will do is literally run the commands um, you could literally run the commands one after other. This is known as shell scripting. Okay, so but this is not very efficient here, right? So what we're gonna do is we could put all this into a file. I'm gonna go ahead and remove everything from here. I thought I removed everything from here, did I? So what we're gonna do is we could create a file vi script, okay, and hit enter. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna insert in there and I put these commands in there, okay, and save and exit. And I want to run this command here. So you have to type bash script. So what it does is it will run those commands inside the file for you. Okay. Now more fun is here. So what I'm going to do is this is called bash. Okay. So what you did is you created a script, vi script, and in there you type this command here. You type multiple commands in here, right? You could have a lot of commands in here, and then you type bash script and it will run it for you. So instead of running, there is one other way of running this command script here, bash. But hold on. Let me get out of here. Let me switch to Zafar. No, exit. Let me copy this file script to temp folder. And cd cp/temp/script, and I want to copy in the present working directory. What do I type?
Period.
Huh?
Period.
Yes, period. Very good. So we copied the file from that location to our present working directory. Oh God. So the file is there, right? So let me type bash script. So it runs it for you. Okay, so but this is not the efficient way to run the scripts here. It will cause problems later on. So what you have to do is you have to make the script readable for the system for it to know that this is a script.
Sir. Sir, is it possible we can do it in the next class? I actually have
Yeah,
to leave
okay.
somewhere.
All right, I'm gonna stop right here and then we'll pick it up next week. Okay. All right, I'll upload this video as soon as it's ready.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, bye.
Sure, thank you.